It is time.
Dylan, we mentioned String Cheese Incident, speaking of Colorado bands. So do you remember the first time you ever saw or heard of String Cheese Incident before?
I don't know if I remember the first time. It may have been. Actually, yeah, I don't remember the first time, but it's impossible to live in Colorado and go a week without hearing String Cheese Incident.
Right.
So,
And you've seen them play before, right? Do you remember when was the most recent time?
you know what? I actually have never seen a String Cheese show.
Perfect. We should go to one together.
We should. I
I've seen them
will
like
say.
once.
Oh, I've never seen them, but I did. So Michael Travis, their drummer, has a new side project called Snakes and Stars, where
I've
he
seen
also
that.
it's him and the drummer from Brazilian Girls, and they made their debut at Elevation Festival, which is Eminence Ensemble's very own festival. We did it for the first time ever this year, and so I saw
Congratulations.
Michael Travis play. Thank you. But I've never seen String Cheese play, actually. And I've also I've seen Jason Hahn play a lot. I've gotten to play with him a few times too. But still, yeah, anyway, I'm rambling. Never seen String Cheese. Let's go see him.
No, yeah, definitely. And so this is from their keyboardist, Kyle Hollingsworth. This is a song that just came out a day ago, September 7th, 2022.
On the cusp.
Oh, wow.
Right, so he says that this tune has been a long time coming. The seeds for this one developed over the last year or so. He also said that the vibe and inspiration for the song came from his guitar player, Dan Schwitt. He and I were jamming and listening to some African and world beat rhythms. He started playing around with Mbira style riffs, and the song blossomed from there. The track also features Jason Hahn on percussion, excited to finally release this track. So I'm excited to hear this as well. This is Kyle Hollingsworth with his single, Sanza. Oh, that's a cool effect they're putting on that. Ooh.
It's one of those little hand harps. A picture of one of those little hand harps on that picture. I guess that's what you call it.
Ooh.
This is like video gamey.
Yeah, it is. I'm at like a character selection screen.
Yeah. It sounds like an RPG where you're fighting.
Like a 2D.
Like Final Fantasy on ice.
Keep switching up the sounds. It's cool.
It sounds like they have a lot of toys to play with wherever they're making this.
Bringing in the aunts. This actually reminds me of your playing, Mike.
Thank you.
Casey's got the right idea in the chat. That's how I feel right now.
Yo, this is dope. Oh, that's so cool.
I love how that lead kind of came from behind the music. Did you hear that when
Yeah.
it came in? It was like the keys were playing in the background. He was like, hey, excuse me. And then he was just kind of, you almost hear the keyboard say, excuse, I'm here now. And he just did that really cool
It's like the
key-
song's
key
named
line.
after me. Get away.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let me
Here I
say that.
come.
It's
Right.
cool. It's weird because like you think that you've hit like the apex of cool sequences, and then they just throw you another one, and you're just like, oh, that's really cool too. And, like,
Yeah.
it just keeps you interested the whole way.
Yeah, I feel like this song could literally go on forever, and if every single 8 bars or whatever they just switch the lead, I would be totally fine with it.
I could see a whole room just going off to this in a concert. Definitely.
Yeah. What do you think, Dylan?
Yeah, I agree. I could definitely see a whole room, including myself, going off to this. I really like that. I think the bass line is very simple, but it's exactly what the song needs. It's driving. It is so driving. Yeah, it's a great energy. I'm going to have to go back and listen to this one on like a really nice system because I can tell that it's mixed really well and it slaps, Over the internet, I'm sure I lose a little bit of that, but it's really well produced. They say like, there's a rule, not a rule, but like a tip. Basically, if you have like something that's kind of repetitive in your music, every 8 bars or so, you have to either introduce something, take something out, or switch something up to keep the average listener invested. And I think this track does a really wonderful job with that.
It's the golden rule. That's what
Yeah,
I was
you've
told.
brought that up on the show a few times, Kai, and
Yeah.
each time it still rings true.
Yeah, I was listening to a producer talk about it, and he was like, "Oh, the golden rule," and I was like, "What is that?" And he was saying every 8 measures you introduce, even if it's you think it's insignificant or small, some listeners will be able to pick up on it. But this one, it's like a drastic change, and it's
Yeah.
really good though.
You're pretty much like trying to deliver your inspiration to an audience without giving them listener fatigue. Like that's like the whole game,
game,
right?
yeah.
That's the whole game. You're trying to like put yourself in there, your personality, while not being like people can't wait to change the channel. It's like right when your brain wants to change the channel, they're like, oh, here's a new shiny toy, ding, 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 right. So like that's what I feel like, especially because like people shy away now from like long form, even though LPs are making a comeback. People kind of play like Spotify, where it's like this sort of chaotic. You're jumping and not really getting the nuance of like the whole album. And I feel like this song does a really good job of standing out as like its own single, because it's like every single part of it is just like ear candy. I love this off the beaten path synth pads he's doing. These great sounds. It sounds like Dobapod.
It does sound like
Yeah.
Dobaton, yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
This is so dope.
This is dope.
Oh man, the different chord progression now, it's
Yeah,
so
it's
good.
like you just keep adding another
Dude, it
layer
just
to the
keeps
buffet.
The octaves in the bass, really nice.
That was fun.
Latin little stops.
You can tell like the lights like flashing and then like kind of like solidifying right now, and everyone's like, ooh, settling in.
Ooh, got a little bit STS9 now.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
cool. I
nice.
thought the song was gonna end there, but I like how they're like,
Yeah.
no, like this is when it really starts, right?
Yeah,
here.
that was a really cool bass sound he went into as well.
Yeah, it's incorporating the flat 6 in that bass line. It's really nice.
It sounds more like of a modern jam band than String Cheese is. It sounds way more jam bandy than like the bluegrass thing that String Cheese does.
Oh, that walk down on the bass. That was dope.
There's so many cool parts going on right now. If you just select one and listen to it and then jump to another one, it's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've seen Kyle Hollingsworth band. This sounds way better.
Ooh.
Some
And
post
key change
production
and everything. Dang.
Yeah. Like those claps. Oh, not there.
The song that keeps on
Yeah.
giving.
Jeez.
Keeps on
Yeah.
giving.
Yeah, I'm a sucker
Oh,
for like
man, that was
synchronized
That
stops
was
like
great.
that, especially when they were doing it like asymmetrically.
Yeah.
So I was like listening to what it was going to be. And I just love how purposefully produced this whole thing was. And I feel like another common theme behind a lot of the songs we're listening to is like how like on purpose and deliberate like all of the song choices and like the different directions are and like the way that the song is going, and you could tell like how deliberate it was, especially because like I feel like all of the keyboards that he was playing, I can tell that he like dialed in that specific sound for like days on end to get like that exact thing that he wanted it to sound like, instead of just playing like whatever pads was like on the default available, right? Which I think is the hallmark of like a great keyboardist, and Kyle definitely fits that bill.
Definitely. All the way till the end, it sounded like a drum part you would have played, Mike, with the stops, because you like the stops just like when we jam, and to everything else with like the unts and then moving it around and stuff. It sounded like what you would play.
Because I'm like, Alan Alcuin from the Disco Biscuits, and like, of course, Osric Tentacles. Those are like my two favorite drummers, and so I feel like this was kind of like that like modern dancey jam band thing, which like I'm always all for it anyway. And also, it sounded like a breath of fresh air, because I feel like a lot of American jam bands that are modern have that kind of like fishy sound to it, and I feel like this didn't really have that, which I appreciated. Hi, this is Mike with Galaxy Jams Reacts. We hope that you enjoyed that React video. Be sure to check out the links below of when we're going to be live streaming our next show, and also how to watch full episodes. Please hit that subscribe button. Every single one helps.